Stop number 2 on the NRSL Mello Yello series brings us to The Rock, Rockingham for the second leg of the triple header here, and second leg also for GM Goodwrench Racing Weekend. Here at The Rock, as we are here for the running of the GM Goodwrench Service 200, as we are set to go racing here on this 1.017 mile racetrack. We had a great race in the Truck Series event. Now you expect the same for in the NRSL Mello Yello series. So with all that said, here at The Rock, let's get the racing going here, and here's the starting lineup for today's running of this event. There we go. On the front row, the pole sitter for today's event at 160 miles an hour, it is Kyle Matthews, the number 44 Shell Pontiac. He's on the pole for today's event, and in fact, it's an all Pontiac front row, believe it or not. Alongside of him will be the Timberwolf Pontiac, car number 37. It's Matt Haas, sailing in a 2003 Pontiac. Matthews' car is a 98 Pontiac. Row 2 has Joshua Osborne, number 60 Winn-Dixie Ford Taurus. He's running a Taurus here this weekend. And along him, side of him will be number 34 Jesse Turner in the Gould's Pump Chevrolet. Row 3 has Dunlop Pratt, number 99 Aaron's Dream Machine. He's in a Toyota, and he'll be alongside the Nestle Nesquik Chevrolet, car number 10. It's Paul Minnick. Row number 4 has number 13 Mark I Electric Ford for Jennifer Jo Cobb Racing. It's Joshua Collard. He'll be alongside the number 32 Kleenex Chevrolet. It's Chris Thornton. He's on the outside. Row number 5 has the number 62 South Point Hotel Casino Chevrolet. It is Joshua Sekuli on the inside. Sekuli had a good run in the truck race. He's in an Impala. He'll be alongside the AC Delco Chevy Monte Carlo, a 1998 version. It is Cole Deaver on the outside. Then it's Nick Gunther, the number 20 GameStop Toyota. He'll be alongside the number 2 AC Delco Chevrolet. It's Zach Flickinger. Next row down has the number 27 Castrol DTX Chevrolet. It'll be William Brock behind the wheel of that car. Beside him will be Phil Parker in the DeWalt Chevrolet, car number 17. Next row down has the DuPont Automotive Finishes number 24 Chevrolet. It'll be Ryan George on the inside. He'll be alongside the number 74 Finalube Chevrolet. It's Charles Sanford on the outside. Next row down has Daniel Olson, number 72 Detroit Gasket Chevrolet. He'll be flanked by the number 66 Duraflame Dodge of Andrew Perry. He's on the outside. Then it's Emmanuel Hartnett on the inside, the 00 Aquafresh Pontiac. Alongside of him will be the number 18 MBNA America Pontiac of Jordan Anderson. He's on the outside. Chris Dodd has the inside of the next row down, the number 88 Navy Chevrolet. And just one number up alongside of him will be the number 89 Racing for Jesus Chevrolet. It's Quentin Moore in the Morgan Shepherd colors. Then it's Luis Hernandez, number 36 Stanley Tools Pontiac. He'll be flanked by Dougie Shears in the Stacker 2 Chevrolet, car number 23. There's some. Next row down has Jonathan Zorlin, number 33 Ream Chevrolet. He'll be alongside the number 7 Geico Chevrolet of Benjamin Miles, the winner at Daytona. Then it's Trace Williams, the number 29 Phillips 66 Trop Arctic Chevrolet, and beside him will be the number... Oh, good grief. I hate this thing. Alongside of him will be the Navy Chevrolet, car number 14 of Cab Shearer. Next row down has Dylan Young in the Great Clips Toyota, car number 38, and beside him will be Zachary Fitzwater in the Spree Sprint Chevrolet, car number 45. Chelsea Bowles is the inside of the next row down, the Verizon Wireless Dodge, car number 12. She'll be alongside the 93 Amoco Pontiac of Matt McIntyre. Next row down has Jessica Shelton in a New Holland Ford, car number 94. She'll be alongside Andrew Davison in an 87 Bell South Mobility Chevrolet. And here comes the command to fire him up.
Start your engine.
Commands we give the fire the engines. We do some racing here. John Arndt and Johnny Gardner have the next row down, and the next row down after that will be Michael Turner and a 63 car of Chris Morgan. And then starting shotgun is JT Bryant in the number 1 DeWalt Chevrolet. Field coming out of corner number 4 as they get some for green flag racing here. Kyle Matthews will lead them down in the Shell Pennzoil and the wheel of the Shell Pontiac and all Pontiac front row here. Matthews usually runs good at the rock. Let's see if he does here today. And the green flag race for 50 laps. We are underway here in the GM Goodwrench 200. Jumping out in front goes Kyle Matthews. Joshua Osborne quickly making a move to the inside race in the number 60 car. But Osborne couldn't do it, and Matthews goes up high, and he'll take the lead. He has that momentum on the high side working to his advantage. The front 4 is already broken away with Matthews, Osborne, Dunn LaPrade, and Joshua Collard. Nick Gunther moving over in the 5th position. There's Matt Haas in 37. He drops the 5th position from his 2nd starting spot. And now inside goes to 27. That is William Brock. He's got the help from the 24 of Ryan George. Ryan George flying the DuPont colors this weekend. He's got a DuPont car, and he's got a Pepsi car. This car right here, a 1999 Monte Carlo. The Pepsi car he drove at Daytona is a 2000 model. So some people have alternative paint schemes for some of the races here over the course of the season. 31 races of it. Manuel Hartnett and Joshua Sakuli's battling for position here in the 62 and the 00. Luis Hernandez already jumping out to a few positions here as he got around Cole Deaver for the 10th position. And meanwhile, Deaver and Chris Dawerton battling it out for position themselves there. Dawerton, a winner last season, 3 races in the Castrol GTX Cup Series, including one of the big events, the Southern 500 down in Darlington. And his other 2 wins were on road courses at Riverside and Watkins Glen. So, Chris, a bit surprising to him that he won 2 of the road course races on the tour, 2 of the 4 last season there. We only have 3 this season in the Cup Series. And we have 2 actually in this series here. They'll be traveling to Road America as well as the race at Watkins Glen as well. Zach Flickinger, car number 2, the AC Delco Chevrolet. Runs in the 13th position. 14th right now is Paul Minnick in the Nestle Nesquik Chevrolet. Matt Haas dropping a couple of positions now. He's down on the 15th spot. 16th, Jesse Turner. 17th is Daniel Olson in the 72 car. And a battle going for position right here. There's a 29 of Trace Williams getting around Jessica Shelton in 94. 5-car John Arndt is one of the few Chevy Impalas in the field. As Arndt goes to the inside lane, he's got Andrew Davis right behind him and Phil Parker in 17. Three Chevrolets hooked up right together. Then you got a Ford right behind there with Shelton. On board Phil Parker's car. Kyle Matthews still the leader of the race here. Joshua Collard now taking 2nd place in the field, with Joshua Osborne dropping to 3rd spot. As we ride with Phil Parker's car here as he goes right trying to find a way around Andrew Davis in the 87. Off into turn number 1 they go. Running right about in the middle groove of the racetrack here on this version of Rockingham. Jessica Shelton in 22nd position. She started back in the back, though, so she's worked her way up to the field. Dylan Young in 23rd spot. Flying the Jason Leffler colors for this here in this season. Chelsea Bowles right behind in 22nd position as the yellow flag flies for the first time here today on lap number 12. And it's the 14 of Kev Shearer that crashed. Shearer had a good run had a solid run in the truck race. Day doesn't go as well today here, and it was in the back of the pack. He and Charles Sanford in a 74 car. So what happened here, and I guess they come out of turn number 2. Sanford up the high side. Jordan Anderson gets off the wall, gets right into Sanford's car, and oh my goodness, hard in the inside wall goes both the 14 and the 74, and Sanford riding a 4-wheel tornado there. But puts the car in gear as the Phenolube Staff America Chevrolet heads his way down pit road to fix the damage on his machine. On board with Charles Sanford on this one. He had one of our in-car cameras for today's event. I got just a mite dizzy watching that ride. But Sanford is back on the racetrack right now. Kev Shearer, unfortunately for him, out of the race because of the crash. Jordan Anderson has fallen a lap down. Kyle Matthews still leads the race here at Rockingham. Looking for another Rockingham victory here. As the pace car's lights are off, they're reset the order for you. Jordan Anderson's a lap down on the inside in the 18 car. Kyle Matthews leads. Second is Joshua Collard. Third, Joshua Osborne. Dunlap Ford. Fifth is Nick Gunther. Sixth, William Brock. Seventh is Ryan George. Eighth, Joshua Sakuli. Ninth is Emmanuel Hartnett. And 10th is Luis Hernandez. As the green flag waves here on lap number 16 here at The Rock. As Kyle Matthews, who's led all the way so far, as the green flag waves, we're back underway in the Goodwrench 200. Now let's keep an eye on the 18 car of Jordan Anderson. Sometimes the lap cars can present a problem, but in this case he doesn't. He's actually be able to hang with Kyle Matthews in that 44 car. So if Jordan can get around Kyle Matthews and catch a caution flag here, he will be back on the lead lap. Battle of the Joshua has taken place. The pair of Fords here. Joshua Osborne in 60, Joshua Collard in 13. And ironically enough, the little connection right there, Joshua Osborne actually drove the car. Joshua Collard is driving right now to the Castrol GTX Cup Series Championship in Season 2. Except, of course, it was a Ford Taurus instead of a Ford Fusion. But Osborne actually drove for Jennifer Jo Cobb in that season, winning the championship there and a few races to boot. And one of those was, I believe, right here in Rockingham. And that car running good for Joshua Collard right now in that 13 car. Running in third position as he's battling now with Nick Gunther in the number 20 GameStop Toyota for that third spot. Joshua Sakuli moving his way through the field nicely into the fifth position. Chris Dalton has now entered the top 10 in the 32 car, running in 10th spot. And same with Dunlap Pratt's dropped back, and now Cole Devers moved up in the top 10 in the 8th spot in the AC Delco Chevrolet. It's the Dale Earnhardt Jr. car from 1998. Of course, Cole Devers will be driving the race sponsors card in tomorrow in the Castrol GTX Cup Series event, the Goodwrench 400. Ryan George running in 9th spot in the number 24 car. That's the Rick Hendrick Jeff Gordon car he's driving. Matt Haas now up to the 10th position in the 37 car. He's the outside pole sitter for the event. William Brock running in 11th in the Castrol GTX car. That's the 1999 Casey Atwood car he's driving. 12th spot going to John Arndt right now in the number 5 Delphi Chevrolet. Andrew Davis in 13th. 14th is Phil Parker. Chelsea Bowles 15th. 16th JT Bryant. And a mess of cars right behind. Zachary Fitzwater trying to move his way through the field. Number 9 in the 45 car, running in 19th, running in 17th position, excuse me. As he gets around Dunlap, Jonathan Zorlin in that mix in the number 33 Reams Chevrolet. That's the Kevin Harvick car he's driving, one of the Impalas in the field. And Chris Dollerton's dropped back a little bit in that 32 car, but now trying to fight his way through the field again. Daniel Olson running in 21st position. Quentin Moore and Matt McIntyre running right behind. That's the 22nd and 23rd position. And then another gaggle of cars. Jesse Turner and Michael Turner leading this pack. They're no relation to those two. And how about that damaged up car of Charles Sanford moving his way through the field in a 74? Wrinkled up or not, Sanford looking pretty strong for the shape that car is in, but he is moving it, but he's trying to pick him off. He's got the 63 car, Chris Morgan, right behind him in the Lysol car, and he almost runs in the back of Sanford's car. Sanford goes to high side, says, screw this, I'm going to try to get out of this madhouse before a wreck happens. Michael Turner trying to dip up underneath him there. Now Chris Dodd in 88, Jessica Shelton in 94. Trying to move their way up through the field right now. Shelton goes by. Dougie Shears goes by in 23. 29 car, Trace Williams in this mix as well. And there you can see that 74 just been scraped up and beaten up on the sides of the car after the spin between him and Kev Shearer. Paul Minnick in the 10 car, the Nestle Nesquik Chevrolet. Boy, I love that chocolate milk. Minnick right now running in 31st position. Not a good day for him so far. Johnny Gardner running him back in this packet in the 22 car. There's the two of Zach Flickinger, Dylan Young in 38th in the 38 car. And we're back to the leaders, and that's the best thing right now that can happen to Kyle Matthews in the moment as we close up on 20 laps to go. He's got a lap car right between he and second place cars. So Matthews possibly could be in pretty good shape as far as keeping lead for the rest of the outing. But now Jordan Anderson decides he wants to try to get his lap back in case the yellow flag flies once again. But Matthews able to just get off that corner. And Matthews in that 44 car just got such great bite coming in and out of the turns there. That, like I said, no wonder why he says that he likes this track and offline racing. But right now, Joshua Osborne says if I got any shot at all to catch Kyle Matthews, I better get around to 18 and fast. And Matthews already pulling away to a very substantial lead right now on the second place cars. Now Joshua Osborne and Joshua Collard, the Joshuas are at it once again for second place. Two contrasting body styles here. Osborne in a 1999 Ford Taurus. Collard in a 2010 Ford Fusion. Cars may be 11 years apart, but through the magic of NR 2003, they run equally just like they are all the same year model. And apologies for the frap skipping here. Same thing happened in the truck race, so maybe the same thing will happen probably in the cup race. Osborne right now running in second place right now behind Kyle Matthews. I think maybe Matthews may be possibly using the draft off, maybe using an 18 car to draft off of him to try and pull away from the pack. Let's take a lap around with Kyle Matthews in number 44 Shell Pontiac. See how he drives this racetrack. Off into turn number 1 he goes. Start finish line. About almost 170 miles an hour into turn number 1. Trying Trying to keep her right down that white line. Off in on the back stretch he goes. Enters the third turn about 167 miles an hour. Now drifts up the middle of the racetrack, almost to the high side. Has to back up the gas just a little bit right there. And that last lap speed at 154.514 miles an hour. Jordan Anderson again running in 38th position, a lap down. He is not on the lead lap of this race. Osborne in second spot. Then it's Collard, Sekulian running in fourth position. Fifth is now Luis Hernandez, darn pace car. Sixth is Emmanuel Hartnett, the Daytona 500 champ in the Castrol GTX Cup Series this season. Cole Deaver running in 7th place. 8th is Ryan George. 9th, Matt Haas. And a battle for 10th between Nick Gunther and William Brock. And bring in Andrew Davis, Phil Parker, John Arndt, and Chelsea Bowles in this mix right there. That's a battle for 10th place. Gunther in the Toyota. William Brock in a Chevrolet. Davis in a Chevrolet. Phil Parker in a Chevy. John Arndt in a Chevy. And Chelsea Bowles in the Dodge. JT Bryant driving one of the oldest body styles in this field here today. That's a 95 Monte Carlo. And he's right now is running in the 16th position with that car. The DeWalt Tools Chevrolet. That's an old Hermes Sadler car he's driving from 1995. So kind of strange here. 2 DeWalt cars in the field, and if I got 2 of any other sponsor, let me know. Add 2 DeWalt cars, 2 AC Delco cars, and about 2 whatever else. But right now, Joshua Osborne trying to close up on that 38 car. Now he tries to get a draft off Jordan Anderson now, as we are now closing up on 10. In fact, we do have 10 laps to go right now. Osborne had been closing up on Matthews, but now Jordan Anderson making it very tough for Joshua Osborne. Joshua, I would imagine, getting a little bit frustrated inside that car, thinking, "Come on, 18, let me by." Kyle Matthews on the other hand, saying, "I'm loving this here. Keep battling back here, guys." Matthews was the pole sitter for the event, though, has led every lap since the drop of the green flag. We have discussed, of course, before the dominance of that 44 car on this racetrack as he goes off into turn number 1. The lap speeds do drop off there. The laps here at Rockingham drop off because, of course, the track, as they had mentioned before, is like sandpaper to tires. Your tires go away very, very quick, though. And that time by, Matthews was faster than Osborne, so Kyle Matthews, unless, of course, mechanical problems strike or out of gas or whatever, which I don't think he'll be running out of gas within 50 laps at the Rock, but stranger things have happened in our competition. Matthews leads him down. He puts 44 up on the board. 6 laps to go. Matthews, one of 3 Pontiacs in the top 10, along with Matt Haas and Luis Hernandez. Here, Joshua Osborne, Joshua Collard, and are the only 2 Fords in the top 10. They're running second and third, and the rest of them are Chevrolets. So the start-finish line they come here. 4 laps to go for Kyle Matthews here in the Goodwrench 200. No, and you can bet he'll be wanting to bring this car back for the next stop at Rockingham late in the last of the season when they come back here for the AC Delco 200. Jordan Anderson trying to go on the inside lane. Here comes Anderson to the inside. Trying to get a lap back here from Matthews and trying to want to finish on the lead lap. And that little move that's let Osborne close right in that 60 car. Does he have enough power under the hood of that Winn-Dixie Ford from on those Roush Fenway on those Roush Yates engines to have anything to draft off Jordan Anderson and maybe take a draft bat and buy the 44 car? But Osborne dropped back that time by as we now have 2 laps to go. The white flag waves over to 44. This time by of Kyle Matthews in the wheel of the Shell Pontiac, a 1998 Pontiac Grand Prix. Out of turn number 4. White flag is waved. 1 lap remaining for Kyle Matthews. Osborne goes underneath Jordan Anderson. And Osborne runs side by side with that 18 car, and it's going to all but seal the deal for that Shell Pontiac. Off corner number 40 comes the GM Goodwrench Service 200. Belongs to car 44. Kyle Matthews wins the Goodwrench 200. Matthews from the pole to the podium takes home the victory here at Rockingham. The pride of the state of Ohio pulls it off. Joshua Osborne comes home second. Third will be Joshua Collard. Joshua Sakuli comes home in fourth. So Joshua's finished right together. Second and third and fourth. What are the odds of that happening? Luis Hernandez comes home in fifth position. Ryan George comes home sixth. William Brock seventh. Good run for the Castrol GTX team. Matt Haas coming home in eighth. Ninth position was Andrew Davis, and John Arndt coming home in 10th spot. And somebody missed pit road. That was Cole Deaver in the number 3 car. He missed the entrance of pit road, but he'll be coming back around. But Kyle Matthews takes on the victory here today. Average speed 135.333 miles an hour. As we give you the rest of the finishing order here. JT Bryant comes home in 11th position. Dunn LaPrade coming home 12th. Emmanuel Harton at 13th. Chelsea Bowles 14th. 15th will be Zachary Fitzwater. Cole Deaver 16th. 17th will be Daniel Olson. 18th Quentin Moore. 19th Nick Gunther. And Phil Parker coming home in 20th spot. 21st Chris Dallerton. 22nd Jesse Turner. 23rd was Chris Morgan. 24th was Jonathan Zorlin. 25th was Matt McIntyre. 26th Trace Williams. 27th Paul Minnick. 28th Andrew Perry. 29th was Chris Dodd. Jessica Shelton coming home in 30th position. Here, not the best of runs for her in the kickoff the season. Dougie Shears coming home 31st. 32nd was Michael Turner. 33rd, Dylan Young. Johnny Gardner. Benjamin Miles. Zach Flickinger, Charles Sanford, Jordan Anderson 1 lap down, and Cab Shearer rounds out the entire field. Shearer, the only retiree out of this race. So 2 races are in the books here in the Mello Yello series, as the Goodwrench 200 is history. As Kyle Matthews takes home another victory here at the Rock. As in no question, he says he likes this racetrack, and that is pretty much the truth right there. Kyle Matthews wins here today at the Rock in the Goodwrench 200. Next stop in the tour will be at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the Samestown 300. So until then, this is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NRSL. We'll see you at Las Vegas.